there is an image of what America is, and then there's what America actually is.
Yeah.
And the image, I mean, they have all of Hollywood. The image is exported to the entire world, and it's well produced, and it's
It's a
directed by
brand,
Steven
man. That's a
Spielberg.
strong brand.
It's, you got Coca-Cola and Steven Spielberg, and you know what I mean. It's very well produced, and you know, so even though it's not true, it's something someone ever, like most Americans kind of feel like they love, even though they've never really lived it. And that's the thing about the Trump supporters. The Trump supporters have always wanted the Dennis the Menace, you know, uh, fancy American, just the American suburban life with grassy lawns and white picket fences. And the ones that can't afford it always thought they could get it. And they've been sold this American dream so long that they always think they can get it. And then when they don't get it, they're told, well, the reason you're not getting it is because Mexicans and black people and Chinese people and Arabs. That's why you're not getting what you
Stealing
know.
your jobs.
They ruined the American dream. All these Indians in 7-Eleven that run 7-Elevens, and I mean, it's a true thing. Like lots of Indians run 7-Elevens, and suddenly you're mad at them, like you've somehow taken away my American dream, and that's the
I mean,
game
these
that they
people aren't
started.
willing to work in or run a 7-Eleven. That's the funny thing is that are you actually going to go and pick strawberries out of a field? And like that, the jobs that you don't want are the jobs that a lot of these people are
Willing to do.
doing and willing to do, and we should be thankful to them. Like we should be grateful that
They
these
should have a
people
national
are doing this.
holiday.
What is that?
They should have a national holiday because they're doing jobs that no one wants to fucking do.
Right, right. It's brutal work that you're not willing to do yourself. But
And
the idea is just peddled in, and they
and it's like, where did you come from though? Oh, your background is Polish. Oh, your background is German. Oh, your background is Irish. You know what I mean? Like your background is, like not how many people. I actually, I did have this conversation with someone once. I was like, how many people like actually like came over on the Mayflower and landed on Plymouth Rock? And he was like, actually, my ancestors can trace back to that. He was like, okay, you're the first person I've ever met that
okay.
can
Here,
trace his
funny,
ancestry
funny thing,
to the
funny thing.
Mayflower.
There's something called something like there is an organization, this like elite club called the Mayflower Society. I think it's called the Mayflower Society. And so it's the people who are allowed into this club are like must be like full descendants of the people who went on the Mayflower. And so
They have to prove it.
they have to prove it. And so like they're they're a bunch of like people on the East Coast where it's like obviously a prestige thing for them. It's like
Yeah.
this isn't something money can buy, and so they'll jump through so many hoops to try and like create like fraudulent identities. And it's like, are you kidding me? Like so this is the extent that people are willing to go to tell themselves, yeah, I'm really an American. But then when you see, I don't know, people like who are of European descent, white of European descent, who are just out and about being aggressive, like especially during the protests that we have been witnessing. It's always interesting when you see someone who's native, just shut them up. Like
Yeah.
That's interesting because and they do, because they have nothing to say. There's nothing to be said. There is absolutely nothing that can be said.